Hello, it's Gayle Palmer, the Shamanic Practitioner and Osteopath at the Living Elements Clinic. And this is the third part of the series around our energy centers, which are called chakras in our body. So we've now done 4, and please go back to the previous videos if you've missed those. But we're going to start today on our heart chakra, literally an spinning energy center that is just behind our windpipe here. Our throat chakra is all about communication. So if you recall, if you think about public speaking, for instance, unless you are practicing public speaking, for many people, this is the biggest fear that they have in life, having to speak to a lot of people in a public venue, and they literally feel their throat contract so they can't speak any longer. So there you can see when there's a missing in the communication and missing in the throat chakra energy, it literally shows up physically in that people suddenly go hoarse. They can't express their feelings or their thoughts, or they're literally afraid to speak. They find it difficult to express their truth and their opinions, and they can even be compulsive liars. And that's part of a defensive mechanism, so they don't have to be themselves and express their being through their voice. Trust issues really show up when there are problems with the throat chakra, and often ancestral issues show up. So there can be persecution issues from the past, terror issues from the past. If you think about wars, for instance, many people come back from a war situation unable to tell their stories. The shock and the horror literally close down their throat chakras, so they are unable to express the feelings that they have, the thoughts that they have, in a coherent, releasing way. So things that can help with throat chakra realignment and strengthening tend to be the expressive arts: singing, speaking, reading, artwork itself, physical artwork, and expressing yourself. Often that can be as simple as practicing laughing each and every day. But there is a lot of work that can be done for myself as an osteopath, as a shamanic healer, and using my neuro-linguistic programming skills as well to unlock this communication portal. That makes a tremendous difference to how someone is able to function in life, how happy they are, and how they're able to express themselves to form more relationships with the outside world. The next chakra is your third eye, right up here between your brows, and this is the pituitary chakra, and it's a higher energy. Often this is not fully expressed in people, and it gives you a sense of intuition when it's working. It gives you literally pictures in your mind's eye. Issues with the third eye can be literally from trauma, literally blows to the head, even blows to the back of the head because the shockwaves come forward out through the front of the skull. It can be poor memory, of short-term memory or long-term memory. There can be learning difficulties when the third eye is not operating as it should do. There can be issues around knowing when you are in a dangerous situation, because your intuition, that part of your nervous system that's always looking out for us, gets slightly reduced, and so you don't notice, observe or feel when you might be in danger. And it can lead people to obsessive states when the third eye is not fully expressed. So quite an interesting area to work on, particularly as it's part of quite an interesting complex on a physical level, but has these much higher soul-led centers that can be out of balance too. Mindfulness, being present, practicing being present, and practicing being present in different conscious realms is useful to help third eye issues. And again, some of the visual arts, but as a cranial osteopath, I do a lot of work in this area. Directly with my hands and with my energy to shift things along. And then the last most common energy center is our crown center, literally right on top of our heads. This is our higher center. So this is related to who you are being on more of a soul level. It's related to being authentic, being true to yourself, having being balanced in your relationship to your emotions, your soul, your spirit, and it gives you a sense of wonderment at the world, I think is a good way of putting it. When there are issues with your crown center, people are not authentic. They often cannot be trusted. They show up as fake. So they might be in a position of power, in which case they might have a fake guru, for instance, or they fake knowing stuff that they simply don't on a mental or an emotional level. Part of the protective aspect of not having a crown chakra working as it should is they tend to be overly logical about things, like everything has to have its own set place, whereas when your crown chakra is free and able to express itself, you are very open to lots of different ideas and energies, very free. And that shows up as not being very emotional as well when there are issues, or being like, when people meet you, being overly cold and like standoffish. So again, spiritual work, physical work, mindfulness makes a big difference when you're healing the crown chakra. So I hope that that short introduction to the 3 top chakras has been useful to you, and if it has, do put a comment below. If you want to find out more or feel that I could help you in some way, please go to www.livingelements.co.uk or follow us on the YouTube channel. That's Gayle Palmer. Thanks very much. Take care.